Well, how y'all doing this evening, Derby Jack? I'm not feeling all that good tonight. I'm all right, but I want to do a little Derby Jack storytelling. Now, before I do the story, I'm going to read this little passage here, or this little reference. Excuse me. It's chapter 4 of James 1. Now it says, "From whence come wars and fighting among you? Come they not hence, even of your lust, that you war in your members?" Basically also. Why? "Now, ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight in war, yet have not, because ye ask not." Now, you might say, well, isn't that have to do about what's going on in the world, the wars? Well, think about it for a moment. Think about it, remember, what am I trying to teach you through these little teachings and stories and all these rants? You have, I'm sorry, it's the weather change. You have all these different factors pulling on you. Okay? Now, for you to stay strong and abide by God and abide by His rules, because you want to. See, it's not that I'm saying, most Christians, it's not that they don't want to do wrong. It's just that basically, excuse me, basically they don't have a pastor, or may not have, I'm not saying all, but most do not have a pastor who is strong enough to fight against the system. And what is the system we are in? The beast system. So the beast system has a power to it. It's a dark in power, a spiritual darkness. Demons are being are let into our reality. The veil has been ripped to sunder by machines or saucers, hadron colliders. People being controlled by sorcerers around the world. So, here it's talking about all those things out there and what they're doing to you. So if you're a Christian, you're fighting against all kinds of elements, all kinds of laws and mandates, rights and wrongs. What should I or what shouldn't I? What's best for me or my family? Or now, here's the other part. Ye lust and have not. Ye kill, desire. Now this has to do a little bit, with a little bit objective with the world. What kind of world we live in? A fallen, darkened world. Who's the slumlord of the world? Satan, right? Okay. Now, listen to this. 3. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss. Ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. Now, this is where story time comes in. Well, there was this young man who had just turned 19, getting ready to go out on his own. Now, he just began going to church, had some drug problems, but decided, he needed to get himself straight. He went to rehab. Now he's going to church, and so him and his family were churchgoers, but he got out. But now he's going, and now he needs a car to go back and forth to work. So he's praying for a car. Now, one of the men in the church had found out that, this young man needs a car. Now, what he has in his garage is an old Dodge Dart. See, his grandmother had died about a year ago, and he's had this thing, not doing much of anything with it. And so he says to the young man, he goes, "Look, I got a car, and I live right down the street from you, What if you come on down and see the car that I got for you?" He goes, "It's okay. It'll get you where you need to go. I mean, it's a good running car, solid in respect of it being able to get you to A and B." So the young man decides, okay, I'll go take a look at the car. Now remember, the young man's been praying for a car. He's been praying for a nice car. He wants something, that does run good, but he wants something to reflect a little bit about himself. He needs a job, but he's a young man. He wants something, to show that he's still, even though he's working now, he's still a player. He still likes to have fun. So the car that he's got should reflect a little bit about him. I mean, right? So he goes and checks out the car. He's there. He's anticipating. What's it? He may think it's old, but he doesn't understand. So the guy never really told him what it was. The garage door goes up, and it goes up slowly, and all of a sudden, this olive green Dodge Dart is sitting there, and the guy starts it up. He rolls it out. But it's a smooth runner. It's a calm down. He hadn't been started. He only every once in a while keep it running now. And it's like, sounds pretty good. That was a slant 6, remember? People my age, the slant. That was a dang good running car. You could run that without oil, man. That thing run for miles. But it had rust. It was olive green. But the windows weren't broke or anything. Very solid. I mean, it was like a tank. I mean, if you had one of these cars today, hit one of them, it wouldn't do too much of that. Dent the shit up. Excuse my language. Dent, the poop out of it, any of these cars today. But anyway, he looks at the car and he goes, "Well, thank you, but I'm praying to God for something that's good. Maybe a little younger. I don't want no problems." He goes, "Well, this thing will give you, look, if nothing else comes through, I'll come back." So the guy says, okay. Well, the young man goes home, and days go by, and he's still praying, "Oh, God, give me a car. Give me a car that I like, Father. Yeah, give me a car that not only gets me to work and back, but, Father, makes me look good. Oh, Heavenly Father, give me a car." So weeks go by. All of a sudden, nothing's coming in. The person, and he's been getting a job. He has a job, but he's been getting rides, and the people are getting tired of giving him rides. They're getting tired of going out of their way. So anyway, the young man decides to call the guy down the street, and he goes down, and he knocks on his door frantically. He says, "Hey, do you still have that olive green Dodge Dart?" And he goes, "Well, that's been weeks ago." He goes, "No, I cleaned out the garage." He goes, "I gave it to one of the other new ladies. Remember the new lady that came from another country and she's living here now? Well, she needed transportation, and, well, I gave it to her. I hadn't heard anything from you." Well, the moral of this story: ye ask and do not receive. Ye ask amiss, and that's why you do not have. Derby Jack out. See you all on the other side.